PrymalChaos. Hey guys, PrymalChaos here. Welcome to the channel. You guys know I love Ren. You know that I'm about everything he does. And I believe that he's probably one of the most talented and visionary artists of this generation, if not several generations prior. And so I'm not going to speculate too hard on this one because I really don't know what this is going to be. The thing about Ren is it could be anything. He can literally just do any genre. And this looks like another live performance, which I'm all about because like to have the balls to put things out there with no studio bells and whistles. It's just raw recording is just, you know, I mean, I know he's a seasoned live performer, like all of his street performances and stuff. I've witnessed a few of those. And I can tell that he's not afraid to put it out there on Front Street and just perform the music. And, you know, I mean, I know that that sounds like par for the course for a music performing artist, but I guarantee if you went up to 90% of all of the pop artists on the charts right now, handed them a guitar or a microphone or whatever and said, just do it, go. They wouldn't do it. they absolutely would not do it. And that's the beauty of someone who's like a performer as opposed to somebody who's just a singer or a like celebrity vocalist or something like that. And, you know, I got to appreciate that about Ren. I'm not going to bother you with too much banter at the start. Let's dive right in. Before I do, I just want to say this video is brought to you by Enchroma. Enchroma make glasses for colorblind people like myself. So if you feel like you're colorblind or you think you know someone who is, click the link in my description. It'll take you to the website where you can get a free eye test, find out if you have a deficiency, if so, what kind. And while you're there, you might be able to pick up a pair of glasses that'll help you see the world a little bit more like everyone else. I use mine every day and I'm always surprised by little pops of color that I just never saw before. And I always find that a little bit exciting. But anyway, let's jump right in. There's nothing that's more exciting than Ren's new video. So let's do it. Cool. There we go. You're totally live. Yep.
Sailing in the chopper road, killing like we vultures. I became a queen when I rode with them brothers. 20 line, I eat nightmares for supper. Brow on command, how sick on another. 'Cause there ain't no love in the jungle. Ain't no, ain't no love in the jungle. Ain't no, pull me out of this.
Oh, funky. Oh, nice voicings. That's really cool.
Everybody on a little mission. Money makes you go missing. I get anyone in or Insta. Everybody leave me alone. Her boobies getting lifted. She wanna get lit. Fucking up, I'm bottling. Everybody. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Courage my soul. It won't be very long. Though the night is dark. keeps me holding on. God bless my soul.
Oh, what?
Very long. And though the night is dark, it keeps me holding on. I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost for a while. But I'm really trying. I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost for a while. But I'm really trying. I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost for a while. But I'm really trying. I've been lost, I've been lost, I've been lost. But I'm really trying.
Wow. There's so much about that that just seems so straightforward and simple. As far as the concept of the music video and things like that, but there's so much deep-seated allegory in every moment of that. That's just so visionary. Like, I'm not even getting to Ren's performance just yet. I'm just talking about, like, it's that soulful kind of forlorn, morose, regretful voice screaming out across the city at night, right? That's the vibe we're getting here. Like, especially at the end, it's like there's no truth like the truth of somebody who's at rock bottom and doesn't know what to do, you know? And that's what this feels like. This feels like a piece of poetry about loneliness. And again, there's nothing more lonely than the city at 4 a.m, you know, or 3 a.m. It's a desolate place, and it's solely occupied by the spirit of people that have everything to lose and nothing to lose. You know, it's kind of similar to the concept in Jenny and Screech, you know, where Screech is just out there on the streets at night, you know, and some of the most regretful moments happen when you're not thinking straight in those times. You know, a perfect example, if you haven't heard it already, I'm sure I've probably mentioned this in regards to Ren before. It might have even been Jenny and Screech. There's a performance, I won't call it a song, it's a performance by Tom Waits called Small Change. And it's about a shooting that happens in the streets of like New York in like late in the early hours of the morning. And it's just got that same sort of vibe of matter of fact and gritty and realistic, like loneliness, despair, desperation, but just it's just par for the course. You know, nobody's surprised by it. It's just the street cleaner comes along and cleans up the mess, and everything goes back to normal by dawn, you know, like, and that's the kind of vibe I was getting here with the extreme lighting and the cityscape at night, and the fact that Ren's all by himself, you know. The other vibe I got is this feels very much like a club, right? I'm not sure why they didn't shoot it in a club. I'm assuming it's because they wanted that city skyline to feel that deep-seated loneliness, right? If you're in a club, but you're surrounded by people, that loneliness doesn't exist, right? But if you look at the lighting, anytime you've ever seen a classic video of somebody in a club or performing on stage, really raw and rock and roll, those sort of color palette of the extreme red, you know, if you look at this, there's no white in this entire frame, except for maybe a couple of specular highlights in the distance, you know, and it's super overwhelming sort of smudgy kind of color. And it feels like he's performing at, say, an open mic night, right? In a smoky club where everybody's, drinking scotch or something like that. And it's late into the night and all of the other performers that kind of sucked have come and gone. And then somebody comes along with some truth and some honesty and some brilliance that doesn't deserve to be in a 2-bit club. They deserve to be in the hearts and minds of everybody who ever had a soul, right? But yet then you get, you have these religious experiences when you come across an act and you just can't believe that they're here. You can't believe, what are they even doing here? It's like if you're not a comedy fan and you went to one of those random comedy club nights where there's 3 people in the audience and Dave Chappelle turns up and he does 2 hours of just off the cuff stand up. You don't know what you're witnessing, but you're witnessing something that's beyond the scale of what's to be expected at that point. And that's kind of what this is. This is Ren at an open mic night telling the truth and being a true artist who's pushing his entire experience through this prism of his ability, his musical ability. And instead of taking it in a club, they've juxtaposed that against, a lonely apartment overlooking the city with nothing but sadness and regret, and loneliness. And sometimes that's it. You can become really successful, and the more successful you become, the more segregated you become from everybody. Because, if you look at Ren's journey, he went from this groundswell of popularity to this overwhelming swell of popularity. And then you've got all of this, where he might have used to, the live performances on the street, I'm sure that he was connecting with those people on a level that would be vastly different from the audience that he's garnering recently, right? And you become more and more disconnected as you become an artist and you become more and more deified. And people can't believe that they're in the same room with you, as opposed to, hey, that guy's really talented, I'm going to talk to him. It's like, oh my God, that's Ren. How can I possibly act around him? It'd be so strange. You could become more and more isolated. And maybe, I haven't analyzed the lyrics. I'm not entirely sure what the lyrics are sort of pointing towards, but what I gleaned from the emotion of the performance and the way it was performed and catching the occasional phrase and stuff here and there, it's just that there seems to be a little bit of disappointment and sense of loss. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like losing that connection. Like he's got everything he probably could have ever wanted, like a #1 album and all that sort of stuff. But then you juxtapose that against Ren seems like a very human person, like in that he thrives on connection to people, because people who have such brutal honesty, they tend to do that, right? They tend to, their character is built around connecting with others. And you can't get to where Ren is without having that ability, because he connected to the right people and he had people around him that would help support him and amplify his greatness through, their camera work or their costuming or whatever it is that they're doing. Collaborations with other incredible artists as well, like Chinchilla. You don't get that way unless you have those interpersonal relationships and the confidence with your own art to put yourself out there for others to help you. But then when you get to the point where you get all these weird parasocial relationships where everybody who watches his stuff feels like there's a kinship with Ren. But it's important to remember that as much as Ren probably appreciates you and on a deep level appreciates the community of people around him, he doesn't know you. He doesn't know you, and he probably never will unless you guys cross paths and something happens. But at the end of the day, it's real easy to be on our side of the screen going, he understands me. And then on his side of the screen, it's like, wow, that's an awful lot of people and blank faces that I don't know. I might be way off course, but I'm only articulating the vibe I'm getting from what I just witnessed. So, the lyrics could be about something completely different, but this seems really personal. Unlike sort of Money Game and stuff, which I'm sure he's passionate about. That's about society at large, right? That's about some of the issues we face as a society in general. Whereas this seems to do more with personal connections and relationships and things like that. that's very much Ren centric. But help me out in the comments. If I'm way off base, let me know, because this is a first experience for me. And, you know, unless I hear it another 50 times, I'll probably never even get close to understanding the poetry behind the whole thing. But anyway, I hope I pulled something out of there that I feel like maybe you hadn't noticed or other people hadn't noticed, as far as just how I interpreted the whole thing. And I hope you appreciate it. If you feel like I've brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel. I will leave a link in the description. Just buy me a coffee. That'd be great. Otherwise, like, share, follow, subscribe. If you're part of a community that might appreciate this reaction, feel free to share it around. You know, I get eyeballs on this because you guys help me do that, and I really appreciate that. Much the same way as I'm sure Ren appreciates everyone around him assisting him. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around and listening to me waffle. Have a great day. Stay primal. I'll catch you on the next one.